The chart view offers advanced aggregation abilities of your data, and the result is displayed on a chart. There are 4 types of charts available currently: the line chart, bar chart, pie chart, and a bubble chart. To start using the chart view, you first need to select attributes that will be displayed on the X and Y axis and select the chart type. After that, Lumeer will draw the chart. You can also sort the values on the X-axis by an attribute of your choice and choose the sort order. There is a second Y-axis available in the bar chart, line chart and bubble chart. You can set it up in the same way as the first one. If you have an attribute that categorizes the records, you can set it as the color attribute. This helps you visually distinguish the records by their categories. You can manipulate the chart in many ways. You can scale the axes by dragging them, zoom in on a selected chart segment, and so on. There is a toolbar with additional actions in the top right corner of the chart. There you can find a button for saving the chart as PNG image, zooming in or out, and more. You can always come back to the original state of the chart by either clicking the Home button or double-clicking directly on the chart. Also, if you double-click on the chart element, a detailed view of the record will appear. Even the data points can be directly manipulated by a drag of a mouse, but only if they do not come from the aggregation of several values. Another great feature of the chart view is the ability to aggregate data across the linked tables. For example, we may want to sum the actual costs of the individual tasks of a project and compare them to the planned budget of the whole project. But the information about tasks and projects are stored in different tables. We need to link those tables and records. Add the link to the search query and then set the desired attributes. Here we can make use of the action available in the top right corner toolbar. There is a Compare Data on Hover option. If you turn that on, Lumeer will compare the 2 corresponding values directly in a graph after hovering over them. You can also filter the data to be displayed by modifying the search query. Now let's take a look at the bubble chart. The bubble chart offers an additional size attribute. This can be used for displaying time spent on tasks by employees, for example. Just set the task name as the X-axis attribute, the signee as the Y-axis attribute, and then the time spent on tasks as the size attribute. You can also choose a different attribute for the Y values and the dataset. Let's look at an example. We might want to have a fiscal year quarters on the X-axis and the revenue gained in those quarters on the Y-axis. Now we can split those bars representing the individual year quarters into fiscal periods. Just set the fiscal period attribute as the dataset. And we can also distinguish each quarter by color for more clarity. The individual fiscal periods are distinguished by the shade of the same color, and a legend appears on the right side of the graph. There you can also hide elements you don't want to see. There is also a range slider available. You can enable it by ticking the box in the top left corner. Then you can select a segment of the graph to display by dragging the borders of the slider.